Yeah, yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to speak about the Ikigai book. This is a Japanese book. So this covers most topic about the art of living. So what is Ikigai? Is Iki means the life and Gai means benefit or purpose. So this will give the purpose of the life. So this Japanese this book it is about the secret of living long and happy life. So this tells that everyone having a passion inside. So we will be having a unique talent that gives meaning to our life. So we need to find the passion which is present inside. Everyone has a own patient, but the common thing is that we have to search for the meaning. Means we have to search the patient which is inside us. So once we have figured out the patient, discover the patient, we have to perceive it and nurture it so that it will give the meaning to our life. So sometimes we'll not be serious about our patient and we'll give importance to the immediate pleasure, like we'll be enjoying things and will relax for the immediate pleasure. We should not do like that. It will not add value to our life. That is the motto of this book actually. So we have 10 rules of this Ikigai. So first is stay active and don't retire. So Japanese will not retire until the health is not supporting. Like they used to keep working one or the other thing, so they will never ever retire until that they get old or their health is not supporting. So second is take it slow. That is the slogan. The take it slow means if anything we are making it has hurry, then the details that hurry in life is inversely proportional to the quality of life. So will not have a quality life if we are hurry in everything. So we should make it slow. And the third is don't fill your stomach. So we should not eat fully. So in order to stay healthier, it is okay to have a little lesser meals than our hunger demands. So if we eat fully, our digestion, all the energy will be consumed by the digestion system, and we will not get the full energy to achieve our goals or do the day-to-day activities. That is what it's saying. So the other thing is surrounding yourself. Fourth is surrounding yourself with good friends.
Sorry to interrupt you. Would you be able to keep the speaker a little closer to your mouth? I think there's a lot of air disturbance that's causing.
Now you could able to.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So the fourth thing is we should surround ourselves with good friends. That is who could able to lift up higher and add value to our life and elevate our mood. And we should have a good friends who can support during the hard times. So that is the fourth point. And the fifth one is get in shape for you before birthday. So we should healthier body implies healthier mind. So we should always be in fit. The before that we should have a target, like before next birthday we should be in fit, like if we are in fit we should maintain the fitness, and if we are not we should make the body fit. And the sixth one is always keep the charm, always be smiling, and so that the enthu will keep us going. If we are sad, if we are not mentally good, so this will not help us in achieving our passion or achieving our goals. So we should keep smiling, and we should always keep up the charm. So the seventh is the reconnect with the nature. So the Japanese always connect nature and technologies. So it's not like the man versus nature. It's like they will combine it together. So whenever we find time, we can visit to nature. We can go to any trip and we can recharge our batteries. So this is the seventh point. And the next is being gratitude. So we should be gratitude with the people like we are surrounding us for our day-to-day activities or for achieving our targets. We many people would be helping us. For example, our parents, our wife who is cooking us daily, or for working women's maid, they will without them it's definitely we can't move further. So we should be gratitude for the people who is surrounding us. So that is the one thing. And the next thing is we have to live in the moment, like everyone the purpose of life is to live in the moment. Like we should not think about the worry about the past and should not fear about the future. So we can't once time has slipped, we should not get it back. So we should live in the moment. And the 10th point is to follow the ikigai. That is, we have to find the inner passion, and we should work on it without giving chance for the immediate pleasure. For immediate pleasure, we should not work like relaxation, enjoying. We can do the relaxation, but it should not impact the inner patient to achieve. So work on the patient and give meaning to your life. Thank you.
Awesome, Vijaya. I think very detailed points and very important points, I feel, and you've shared it with neat notes. I really like the way you were pointing each point and explaining it. Really nicely shared.
Yeah, it didn't feel like your first talk.
Yeah.
I'll just share the screen to show about Ikigai. So this is how in terms of graph it looks. So what you love, passion, mission, and what you are good at, what you can be paid for, that is vocation, what the world needs. So when all these things combine, right, it is so many inner joints, I would say. So passion, mission, occasion, profession. Okay, something you can be paid for, it can be your passion that you can convert to profession, that becomes the ikigai. So I hope this is right, Vijaya.
Yeah, yes.
So very nicely covered. Thank you so much. So we'll keep coming and keep sharing. We'd like to listen more from you.
Yeah.
Can call Shrikant. He is actually our guest speaker today. So he was a speaker of the week last week in a Thursday book club as people voted him. So Shrikant has 3 years of experience in cloud computing and is also pursuing Master of Philosophy. So Shrikant, would you like to share?
Yeah, sure, Karthik. So
The spotlight you
cool.
with your nice book club setup.
Awesome, awesome. So hello everyone. So this is Shrikant, and thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to talk around you guys. So we have so many married people in this book club today, it seems, and I think the topic I'm talking might be much relevant to every one of you guys, and it might sound a little awkward, me telling this topic to you guys. You are supposed to tell me though. So it's more about relationship between men and women. Let it be a boyfriend, girlfriend, wife and husband. So basically, there's a small story. It's like men were in a planet called Mars, right? So we are called Martians, and women were on a planet called Venus. And at one point, someone in Mars were using telescope and watching to Venus, and they saw a beautiful girl. And this guy wanted to meet that girl, and they built a spaceship. They moved to Venus, and they started loving each other, and they started growing together. They had kids and all. At one point, because of sun's heat or something, they moved back to Earth because Earth is habitable. And over the generations, what happened is they forgot the differences. Like men from Mars, they have a different set of thoughts and ideologies, and women from Venus, they had a different set of thoughts and ideologies. So it's like same way our different physiology and biology is there, they had different mindsets as well. So over the time, as they forgot, right? So earlier they were being so well, they were together, handling everything together and stuff like that. And at one point, once they forgot, there came all the problems. So I'll talk about two of those problems, right? So the first one is about the complaining. So maybe when you are back in college, okay, maybe I'll not go to there. I'll take myself as an example. Okay, maybe I have a girlfriend, And when we were having a conversation, or you guys having a conversation with your wife, so what happens is your wife will come to you and she will say like, oh no, my day is very bad. My manager is a total idiot. He's torturing with a lot of work. Your wife might start telling you this, and she will also tell you like, I'm working a lot. If your wife is a working wife, and if she is a housewife, she'll say these days kids are not listening. And what we start to do immediately? Solutions. What you should do? You should do a time boxing, time management, so that you can do work within time, that this and all. And for your wife who is working from, housewife, you will tell, you should tell kids this and that, so that they listen to you. There is this book I read, and now that we are book readers, we'll tell like we implemented it, all the points. So you do this, kids will listen. And what happens is, your partner will say, the female partner, the one from Venus, she will say like, no, 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 you are not listening to me. You'll say, no, 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 you are not listening to my solution. Listen to my solution, right? So the problem is this, that women, when they are complaining, they don't want solution. They just want to be heard. So when they're telling things, there is an example as well. So like, let's say the example I told with the manager, when she says this, my manager is giving a lot of work, everyone is throwing their work at me. You don't have to say you are bad at managing things. Don't help everyone. Don't be available. This is what the solutions we give. Rather, you could say like, oh, I'm sorry, you are struggling a lot. And I understand you are doing a lot of work. You are awesome. I mean, you are an ideal employee of your company. So, and then what you notice is, once you say that, they'll stop complaining. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, chill. Let's talk about something else. And if you start giving solutions, the problem becomes bigger. So this is called Mr. Fix-It mindset. So all the men has a Mr. Fix-It mindset. You come with a problem, I'll give you a solution, right? Because men are logical. They're from Martians. All the Martians are logical. They don't think emotionally most part of the time, right? So whatever you come up with, see, this is the logical solution. And the other problem that men face, I'm not totally with men. I'm talking on both sides, so that majority of the men in the call won't scold me after this session. So the problem with a woman is that, so whenever we are doing something, right? So women are ready to tell like, why don't you do like this? So for example, you are driving in a car, going to your colleague's birthday party or something, kid's birthday party. You miss the directions. Immediately your wife starts telling, why don't you call him and you ask the location? I think you lost it. Or you go to some mobile shop and you are trying to buy a mobile that you like, and you suddenly forgot the specification. It's natural that we forget. And your wife says, I think you forgot. Call or Chintu, call or Meena, someone, and she'll tell, she's very good at these things. Okay, so what women from Venus thinks is they're actually helping you out. Okay, but then what Martians think is she's insulting you. She says that, you idiot, you don't even know anything, call Chintu so he will tell. You idiot, you forget the directions also, you are waste. Check the Google Maps. So that's what the men from Mars are thinking. That's how they'll feel, because for the people from Mars, they will only take logical answers in two cases. One, when they ask advice, and other one is telling. Second one, other one is blaming you, so that to prove you wrong, they are telling you a solution. Okay, so in this case, he didn't ask you the advice, but you are telling, which means you are blaming. So this is what we call home improvement committee. So what men do is Mr. Fix-It. What women do is home improvement committee. So whatever slightest chance of mistake, you get caught, and that's it. They'll tell you an improvisation. But if you think from their mindset, they're not blaming actually, right? So from their mindset, they're like, oh no, you forgot. I don't want you to feel bad. Okay, call him. But according to the men from Mars, you're actually blaming, right? And same for the Mr. Fix-It mindset. According to the men, they're actually trying to solve your problem. And we need to understand, both are from different planets, right? So they think more logical. These people think more emotional. So for us, if I give a logical closure, it's done. Because if men from Mars tell the same problem, they expect a solution. If you say, oh, I'm sorry, they'll be like, okay, you're sorry, next what? That's what men from Mars think. They need a closure. And we need to understand both things. So next time if a woman is complaining about things, listen to her, not just hearing, yes, yes, yeah, yeah, okay, okay, not like that. Listen, acknowledge and respond. Once they feel that you are listening to them, they'll stop complaining. They're so happy now, suddenly all the problems will go away. And for men, okay, so whenever they're trying to do something, it's like they're trying to impress you. Actually, they want to be heroes in front of you, and the moment you break their heroism, they'll feel bad. So stop breaking their heroism and wait for them to come out. And at one point, if they couldn't do it, they themselves will ask you, what should we do? Then give them the solution. It looks like a solution. You yourself giving the solution will be a blame, criticizing. So that's the first important point I wanted to share today out of the two things. And the second one is going into the cave. This hits me close to home because I have a partner. So whenever I feel bad, so what I do is I need some time. Leave me alone for some time. Like I need some time and solace alone, whatever you call it. And after 4 hours, she'll call back. You okay? Like, dude, I said I'll call you back once I'm fine. Please give me some time. Tell me we can solve it together. Come on, tell me. She'll be like that. Then I'll be irritated. I said I'll call you in some time. Please. And then she'll go and she'll come back within half an hour this time. So the problem here is, so men from Mars, when they hit with a problem, okay, so it might be they had a fight with their manager because he didn't give a hike, or some junior of them is telling some shit behind their back. So, you know what? Srikanth there, he's total idiot, man. He doesn't know anything. He just bluffs. And I heard it from someone and I like, dude, you know what? I did these many things. You are telling I am bluffing. Come, I'll show you. But we can't do that in a professional environment. But I took it to my head. So I need to calm down and I need to tell myself, Srikanth, it's okay. It's workplace. People blaming every day is the common thing in the workplace. You know only one person who knows how many people are blaming behind your back, because you never heard, right? So what we will do is we'll watch news channel. I mean, elderly people, they'll watch news channel. People like us, we watch Netflix, Prime, Aha, Oho, some other apps are there, OTT platforms. This and all we watch and we'll cool down. Suddenly our brain will be moved from that mindset to this mindset. Now that word doesn't matter anymore, right? So what we need is just time. But women from Venus, okay, when they have a problem, they talk it out. So they solve it by sharing it out. Like they'll talk like anything. They'll tell everything. My partner itself, she has a problem. She'll first call. Babe, you know what? This is what happened. My manager did that, this, and all. My teammates always pinging me. I'll be like, oh, I see. Really? Your teammates are so bad. And then I listen for half an hour. Suddenly it stops. Nothing. There won't be any closure like step 1, step 2, step 3. All of a sudden it stops. Okay, what else? What are you doing today? Sudden transition. So the thing here is the women from Venus, how they solve their problems or headaches, stress is by talking it out, sharing with a lot of people out there. They'll keep talking. You might see your wives at home calling their, mom's sister or their sister and talking continuously, telling about their kids, that this is and all. It's because they talk it out. Any of you guys ever call your brother and told about your problems? No. But your partners will do that because that's how women from Venus do it. And for us, we'll come into our room, we'll sit in the chair, maybe we'll put one news channel, something will run in the background, we'll think. Your kid will come, dad, Dad, please don't disturb me for some time. Okay? You'll tell that and you'll think seriously. And they'll be like, Dad is so angry today, let's not disturb him. So this is the thing. So what we should understand is when men are going into their caves, women, give them some time. When you give them some time, they'll come out positive and they'll talk nicely again. They'll back to normal. But what you will do is you'll be like, why don't you share it with me? Or you feel like you don't even share that with me, right? I'm not that close anymore. You don't want to share things with me. You don't think I can share your problems. Some emotional drama will keep going. And this person is already irritated. Is like this isn't already enough. You are telling I'm not sharing that this is and all. We'll start yelling. And there goes another drama. Like, okay, fine. You are yelling at me, right? So this is how another thing goes in, and this becomes a big issue. You leave them alone. And when it comes to women, even though you are going into cave, you should understand that women are different. They're from Venus, right? They're emotional beings. They're more of love, care, these kind of attributes. And I'm not telling we don't have love and caring. We're telling our base attribute is logic, right? So everything is based on logic for us. So when you are going into cave, at least understand and tell them, I had some problem like this. If you let me alone for some time, I'll be okay. What I do is, if I feel like this thing is going to take more time, I'll tell my partner, like, you know what, please don't disturb me until evening. Today's worst day possible. I don't want to make it any worse by fighting with you. Okay. And then she'll be like, okay, fine, I won't disturb. In between, she'll disturb anyway by text, but she won't call. But then within half day, I'll feel normal and I'll go back. Right. And when they are feeling low, don't expect them to go alone and think. If you leave them alone, you are dead. Okay. So they'll think like, this guy is not even caring for me. He doesn't like me anymore. He wasn't the same person he was in the beginning. So when they are feeling bad, go to them, talk to them, let them tell everything out and listen. Once you start listening, it doesn't feel that bad. When I'm a very bad listener, I'm a visual person, not audio person. But once I started listening, it wasn't that hard. If for me it isn't that hard, for you guys, I think you have already started doing these things by experience. But these are the tricks and logic behind the things that are happening. There are an overall of 13 principles, but I chose to share only 2 things for today so that it won't feel overwhelming. And this is the thing in a short. So don't be a Mr. Fix It all the time. Give solution to your partner when they ask. Give suggestion to your Martian partner when he asks. Right? When they are talking, listen to them. And when this person wants to be alone, give them some time. That's it. Thank you so much.
Amazing, Shrikant. I am really impressed with your experience and sharing so many things. Sanjeev is clapping. Yeah. It was like spot on.
Seriously, I think the flow was like I was actually listening to an audiobook. It was that good. Thank you so much. This really needed a lot of, it gave a lot of push for all those people who keep fighting at least. Right? I mean, it's not like we shouldn't be fighting, but how we take ahead such things is what matters. And I think you've beautifully put it up. Thank you so much.
Thanks again, Shrikant, for coming and covering such a beautiful topic. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think Nazir, sorry, yeah,
Sanjeev was nodding his head. He's relating whatever Shrikant is telling with the family life, I guess.
Yeah. Even my wife also hearing from back end and he's saying, yeah, it's for you, it's for you.
So hi all, I am Nasir. I have around 11 years of experience into software development. I am from Bangalore. So today I will talk about Elon Musk. So let's see who is he. Can go to our next screen. Click once. Oh, Elon Musk with mask for COVID protocol. So I think next screen you can go. So this is Elon Musk. So let's see how was his early life. We can go to next slide. So he was born in South Africa and he has a tough childhood with family issues and all, and tough time at school also. So he used to bury himself in books only, mainly encyclopedia, and at a very early age he completed encyclopedia. And I even read like he used to spend 15 hours daily on reading books. So he has gained a lot of knowledge, and an early age, around 9 years of age, he started learning programming. And by the age of 12, he developed a game called Blaster, and he sold it successfully for $500 during that time to a magazine. That is how his passion towards reading and self-learning we can see. Then he moved to Canada. The reason for moving to Canada was in South Africa, he didn't want to join army. So there it was required to join army for some time. So that's why he moved to Canada, and Canada he did his graduation. And the reason he chose Canada, like ultimately he wanted to migrate to US. So being a Canadian citizen, it was easy to apply for US citizenship. So that is how then later he moved to US and he got admission to Stanford University. But in 2 days only he left because he wanted to start his own company. So Zip2 company he started. It's something similar to the Yellow Pages what we have in India. And so he took a risk. So he had a risk appetite. So if you see, he has taken admission to well-known university like Stanford, and in 2 days only he quit because he has burning desire to start his own company and he wanted to leverage the internet boom. And after, yeah, next slide we can. So after some few years, this company was sold to for $21 million. Then he started venturing a new company into payment system known as X.com, and this was later on merged with PayPal. And PayPal was acquired by eBay, so he got a huge money. He became a millionaire overnight. But still, he was not just looking after money. He could have just led a life of a millionaire, but instead he chose to struggle and do something better in his life. So he, at that point of time, there was some dispute between CEO and he was, I think, CTO. So there was a minor dispute upon the Windows platform or Linux platform, which operating system to choose. And he went for vacation to Australia. And in his absence, he was removed from the PayPal company. So it was a disappointing and heart-breaking thing, but still he collected himself and he carried on. So later on, he got like 165 million from that. So he invested that money into two companies. One was SpaceX and another one is Tesla. So Tesla was a newly established company, and in the early days only he invested huge money. But both the companies are not doing good. So the idea behind SpaceX, like first he wanted to launch some satellites, so he was looking for rockets. So he approached Russia. So, but Russia, they were selling the rockets for very high price, like $80 million. So he felt like $80 million is too much price, and something new can be done. So he started thinking of challenging all the theories, and he thought of building a rocket which could be reusable. So he did 3 attempts, and all first 3 attempts he failed. And when he returned back from Russia, he started to learn rocket science on his own. So everybody, like in lighter, when we tell like it's not a rocket science. So rocket science is something most difficult thing to learn, and he learned by himself. He dedicated himself, and when he was struggling with all 3 failures, he had only money to launch one more rocket. And if this would have failed, there is no point of return. And he took the risk. At the same time, Tesla company was also struggling, and he had to. He was like at a break point for both the companies, whether to close one and invest all the money he has in another one, or sold both the companies and keep the money whatever he is having. But he took the risk and he divided the money and invested in both the companies equally, and he borrowed money from his friends. He kept his house also on loan guarantee and all, and somehow he was able to arrange the funds, and fourth launch was successful. So first time in the history, human history, someone was able to launch a rocket and it was able to land safely on Earth back, and it's the first reusable rockets. Other than this, he has other achievements, like he's working on the boring company, wherein the concept is it's a tunnel where traffic-free road will be there, so you can transit faster way. It's time saving and safe. And Hyperloop, then there is one neural link wherein they want to plant a chip in the human brain so that all the information can be easily injected into the human brain. So something extraordinary topics only is working on. Next slide. So these are some logos of his companies like Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and SolarCity. So he's he has like Tesla is an electric car, so we know it runs on battery. So to develop this battery, he has created a factory which runs only on wind energy and solar energy. So he is making Go Green initiative also, and is making sure he doesn't harm the environment. And his philosophy is always try to do good, which will always develop quality product which will give more benefit. Next slide. So these are his 10 success rules, like never give up, enjoy what you do, take a risk, work super hard, attract great people, do something important, focus on signal over noise, look for problem solvers, inspire people who work with you, and have a great product or service. Next slide. Yeah, so all this, if you go through his life, you will see like he has a burning desire, and that's what he keeps him going. And if someone doesn't know about him yet in this century, then definitely that person would be from Mars, and that's why he is planning to set up a city in Mars, so that people living in Mars also know who is Elon Musk. Yeah, thanks.
Nazir, very inspiring story. So actually,
Yeah.
the last 10 points what you shared was, I mean, all 10 points are very important, definitely, for success. It's not like a single point; it's like all the points clubbed together. A very inspiring story of, and yeah, like nicely related to burning desire of Think and Grow Rich. Thank you so much, Nazir.
Hello all, my name is Bhaskar. I'm from Bangalore. I am working in Wipro as a VLSI architect. Okay, so today I would like to share some part of the topic from Rich Dad Poor Dad second chapter. The topic is cash flows. So here I want to explain the cash flows of a rich person, middle class, and poor person. And before that, in the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, to explain cash flows, he used this diagram, whatever is displayed on the screen. So this diagram mainly contains two boxes on the top and two boxes, vertical boxes on the bottom. Okay, so the two top boxes tells about the it is an income statement. How the from what sources you will get income and the expenses. In what way you are spending the money which you are getting, and then the below two vertical boxes tells about the balance sheets. So mainly this will here they will be capturing the assets and liabilities. What are the list of assets and what are the list of liabilities? Okay, so this is the standard diagram you use many times to explain the cash flows. Okay. So in the income, okay, so one of the major source of income for many people is the job. Okay, so we'll get money from job, and then spending expenses, for example, so we are spending on paying the home rent, and when we buy clothes, we are spending money for paying the taxes. So these are some of the examples which goes into the second box, that is expenses. So then there are assets and liabilities. Examples of assets are, so if you have invested some money and that investment will give you returns, so that will become another income for you. So examples of assets are, if you have a home without any loan, that is an asset for you. So because that will give you a rent. Okay. So that rent will be is added to your income, which is apart from your job. Okay, salary. So other examples are, if you are invested in the stock market, you will be getting in the form of dividend. And if you are invested in the bonds, you will be getting in the form of the interest. So all these will be added to your income. That is the list of assets. Similarly, there are liabilities. Examples of liabilities are, if you buy a car, you will be pay on loan, you will be paying EMI. So that means you are spending money, and that will go into the expenses, and then it will be spent on. So, or if you are bought a house, and that house you will be paying EMI. So that is also we'll be treating it as a liability, because we are paying monthly EMI. So in a broader sense, the assets and liabilities the author defined. Anything which will take money out of your pocket is a liability. Anything which will put money into your pocket is an asset. Simple statement. Okay. Karthik, can you go up one slide? Yeah. So this is generally all the assets, liabilities. So whether the car loan or the house loan, so these things will go as expenses because we are spending an EMI. So this is the cash flow pattern of a liability. The first one, can you go back last slide? Yeah. So this is the cash flow diagram of an income of an asset. Okay. So from asset, you are getting money which will come into your pocket. That is the income. So the money coming from out of assets, it is going into your income. Okay. Can you go to the last third? Yeah. Okay. So this is the cash flow of a poor person. Okay. So generally, here he explains, the poor person will not have any assets, will not have any liabilities. Whatever money he earns through job or daily labor will directly go into the expenditure, and then he will be spending. So you will not have any backup. So whatever money coming will go in terms of expenses. So you'll be paying home loan for food, so all the expenses. So it is a zero balance sheet for him. Okay. So can you go up one more slide? Yeah. So when it comes to the cash flow pattern, this is the cash flow pattern of a middle class person. So middle class person, they'll be owning a 2-wheeler or 4-wheeler. So that results into a loan. Okay. So for paying the loan, so he has to take money out of his pocket. That's why it comes under liability. If we buy a house on a EMI, that also so every month money is going out of your pocket. That's why it is a liability. So middle class people generally they will buy liabilities, and and to cover the liabilities, so we are through liabilities we are spending money. Whatever, so only one income source for a middle class person is the job. So whatever salary will come to, then will go into the taxes and food and all lifestyle spending, and then in addition to that, to the liabilities. Okay. Can you go to the next top one? So this is the cash flow diagram of a rich person. So if you see rich person, he has already some assets. Okay. So these assets are in terms of real estate, maybe house, which doesn't have any loan. So that will give rental income to him. And Then if he has a bonds, that will give interest return. If it is a stocks, it will give dividend return. If you have intellectual property is something which somebody can take license from you and they'll pay royalties. Okay, so all those things will give royalties, and then all these are generating money income for you. So you don't need to do a job. So the assets are having enough size and they will generate money for you. And there will be few liabilities. So then you can spend part of the money to account for the liabilities, and then whatever money, excess money, again you will be reinvesting in the assets, so that asset size will keep growing, and then so the money is generating money for him. This is the cash flow of a rich person. Okay. Yeah, I think this is all of I want to cover in this.
Very nice, Bhaskar Garu. So nicely described. I think those were those diagrams complicated or very easy?
These are looks very simple now.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Assets, liabilities. It is not much complicated, right? Initially, when I read that, I had the same feeling. It is so simple, like Bhaskar was telling, right? If it is coming, if money is coming to your pocket, it is income. If it is going out of the pocket, it is a liability. So simple as that. So I think that book was made very simple with Robert Kiyosaki. Sorry, you were telling something, Bhaskar Garu. It was breaking.
After reading for 2-3 times, so mainly classification of assets and liabilities, right? Now I have better clarity. Initially, okay, I was having doubt, what is an asset, what is a liability, whether house is an asset or liability, whether I have some land, is it an asset or liability? So now I have better clarity now.
Absolutely. So in assets also, like whatever you shared were a few of the examples, and there also there are certain there is subcategories like capital gain assets, income generating assets, right? If you take a land, right, it is like a capital gain. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you take income generating asset, it is like a mango tree. I think I was discussing with Sanjeev last weekend, right? So the way you, like, if you see how you mango tree grows and how a rice or a, I think Sanjeev can add. I think how much time rice crop takes?
It's 3 months only.
Mango tree?
Yeah, it takes 3 years to give the fruits. So after 4 years, maybe 3 to 4 years. After 4 years, yeah, we'll get crop, and we need not to spend any time and there. Only security you need to give. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever I mean, the rice and paddy example is more of a like what Bhaskar Garu shared, right? It's more of we put effort, it will go out. Land is a capital gain asset. Mango tree is like a income generating asset. Once you build your mango tree, right, for 3-4 years, then it will keep on giving mangoes to you. Okay, so that is income generating asset. Okay, so there is a difference. So I think in the next chapters, right, Robert Kiyosaki explains more details on income generating assets also. Okay, so I think what Elon Musk has built is more of a income generating asset. Tesla and all these companies, right, they are like income generating for him. Okay, that is not capital gain. So I think there are a lot of things into it if we go deeper into that book. So yeah, we'll share further. I think Bhaskar can share further next time.
Yeah.